welcome to yet another episode of Pitch Battle. Today we are going to talk about the India and USA match in the Group A T20 World Cup in New York. Actually, the India are playing their third game at this venue, and host USA, they are upbeat with the back-to-back wins, and they will be eyeing a good show against the mighty Indians, and a good show in terms of performance. Even if they end up losing the match, they will have a lot of positives to take from this match, but we should not forget the way they played against Pakistan, the way they batted against Pakistan, the way they defended the total against Pakistan in the super over. It all proves that this is a side which cannot be taken lightly, and Team India is not going to take them lightly like Team Pakistan did. Good news for Pakistan is that they have also tasted the first win of the tournament. They defeated Canada quite convincingly, and they are still in the hunt for the Super 8 stages. But a lot would depend on India-US match, because if US end up losing tonight, or if they stun India and win this game, they are through to the next stage, and Pakistan will all be but out of the competition. But before we speak more, talk about it in detail, let me introduce you to the panelists, the guests that I have today. I am being joined by Vasu, our sports expert. Then I am joined by my colleague Sauradeep and Gaurav. Both are very having a very keen interest on not just cricket but other sports as well. But today, just because it's a World Cup season, we'll keep our entire conversation focused to cricket, especially Indian cricket. So, Dada, just in terms of the gravity of this match, if we speak about how big is it a contest for an associate nation like USA?
It's quite big for them, but for us, it's like a battle which we, are, we can take it for granted that we've already won. Because after beating Pakistan, we are supposed to win all the games, and we are supposed to do well in every league game we play. And we have been doing that for last 10 years, for more than a decade. So I'm not worried. The only worry is those knockout matches where we don't play as a team.
Yes.
So that's the main worry. I mean, playing US, Canada, I mean, bring it on, no problem. The entire entourage of Indian cricketers are ready. But main problem lies is that we don't perform as a team in knockout matches. You've seen it in the World Cup last year at home. We had the best chance to win the World Cup. We lost it because we didn't play as a team. We tampered with the pitch. We did a lot of things. So just focus on the game and think about the knockout matches. And that's been our, those what you get on your body, infection inside your body, rashes.
Yeah.
So that's we are allergic. We are allergic. Like I'm allergic to seafood. So Indian team is allergic to knockout matches. So we'll talk
Okay.
about how they are as
Yeah.
a team in the knockout matches. As such. World Cup has not begun at all. I mean, Pakistan, of course, match was important. We won it, but effortlessly we won it because Pakistan even lost to US. Now US is playing against us. They'll come up all charged up. But I think our main battle will start from Super 8. Probably the knockout matches when it starts.
Exactly. The main battle will begin next week onwards. And if you look at the engagement stuff, people are not talking a lot because they are also, in a way, convinced that the big teams are going to qualify to the next stage, the Super 8 stage. And the real action will begin in the West Indies, the Caribbean, where the bandwagon will shift after the group stages are done and dusted. It's a big tournament, at least a month long tournament, and a wear and tear of sorts also happens with players. But the good thing with the Indian team is that everybody is uh, completely fit. And looking at the performance in the previous game, they ticked all the boxes. Yes, batting still remains a concern. On this kind of a pitch, we saw how Bangladesh and South Africa game panned out. Yesterday also last night we saw what Pakistan and Canada match, how it panned out, how it happened. So a lot is being talked about this pitch, but what kind of pitch are we going to expect today? I mean, it's going to be a used pitch or a fresh one. Shoradeep,
I think it's going to be, more of the same because I am just quite surprised that I think the practice match against Bangladesh was played at the same venue as well. So I don't know what happened to that pitch because India scored like 190 runs in that match, and after that, all we have seen is the bowlers have completely dominated. So I don't know what has happened to that pitch, but hopefully we're gonna get some kind of a better one. But we have seen the pitch has been doing a bit better than it was doing in the very first match between Sri Lanka and South Africa. So I think it will be more of the same, but the India will have to be really wary about USA because although we know that US are minnows and it's not that they have already beaten Pakistan, but they have quite decent players. These are not novice players. They like of Saurabh Netravalkar who has played for India under 19 World Cup, Corey Anderson for likes. They are good players, so I think they will have to be worried and they can't get complacent. That's for sure. And I do believe the pitch will be more of the same today.
Yes, one expects the pitch to behave at least the same. I mean, if it sticks to the same property it has been showing in the last few games, then it's going to be a challenging one. Another challenging task for the batters, and especially the Indian batting lineup is going to be in the spotlight, Gaurav, because the way we batted in the last match against Pakistan, yes, the bowling lineup of Pakistan is far more experienced, far more potent. But India, we saw in the second half of the Indian innings, they just gave up. I mean, nobody rose to the occasion. It was not a 160, even a 160, 170 pitch. But had Indian batters just dug a little deeper, they would have easily reached to 140, 45.
Yes, even I was surprised. Like the way they batted, it was like "Tu chal main aaya." I was literally surprised. What was going on there? Nobody was like willing to stay at the wicket. Okay,
Yeah.
when you have lost a wicket, you should the next batter should at least spend some minutes on the pitch. Then of course you have all the arrows in your bow. You can hit any time. Come on. I was not expecting this from Surya Kumar Yadav, from Hardik Pandya. They would have batted a little longer. They could have easily scored 150 plus runs.
Chalo, Dada
It was
has
not such a difficult wicket.
something. Yeah, Dada looks. I mean, he's amused. He's some joke has just crossed his mind. I guess. What is it, Dada, for you? There's a big smile on your face.
No, no, I mean, I'm really amazed by the way Rohit Sharma has been defending the Mumbai players for so many years, so many months actually, from the time he's become the captain of. And Mumbai lobby has got captaincy after a long time. They had to wait for after Sachin. I think Rohit has become a captain, so they are pushing Mumbai players one after the other into the side as if. I mean, a case like Shivam Dube. I mean, look at the way he feels. Look at the way Rinku Singh feels. Look at the way Shivam Dube is, of course, a game changer with the bat, and so is Rinku Singh. But Rinku is not given that kind of advantage to be in that playing probably in that 15 squad, 15 member squad, and that's because Shivam Dube can bowl a bit, but we've never seen him bowl in the IPL matches. So everything we see, we hear, there's a lot of contradiction. In fact, from the time we have started getting and putting that age cap of 60 years for the selectors. We've been getting very weak selectors. In fact, for all the viewers, for Gaurav, for Shorodeep, and for you, Avinash, you'd be surprised to know last time we were playing the World Cup, 2022, we lost, and there was a report that selectors will have to reapply, and everyone wrote saying that Chetan Sharma and company is sacked. So I called up people in the board, and I found out that they are actually not sacked. Their contract will be renewed. They will have to reapply, and that's how Chetan Sharma reapplied and again became the chairman of the selection committee till that controversy happened where he spilled the beans and whatever happened. He was talking inside stuff about Indian cricket to a non-entity. So that time, I remember one of the top board officials telling me that what's the point of sacking the selectors? There's a question of sacking the selectors because the selection is entirely done by the team management, the coach, the captain. So this is the tradition of Team India for a long time, from the time Virat Kohli took over. He was so powerful. I mean, what is Virat Kohli? What is MSK Prasad in front of Virat Kohli? Tell me. And this is
Exactly.
what the bane has been. This is what, from the time we have had weak selectors, we have not performed well in ICC events. I don't know when it will happen. I remember Ajit Agarkar as a player. I mean, come to think of it, when Rajit Agarkar was playing cricket, did any one of us imagine that Ajit Agarkar will one day become the chairman of the selection committee? I mean, just touch your heart and tell me that. I mean, I can tell you none would have thought that time. But this is how cricket is moving. So that cap is actually hampering Indian cricket. If someone is good, so I mean, so be it. I mean, he's good. Age should not be counted. Age is just a number. And look at MS Dhoni playing 40 plus, still playing IPL. If that knee thing was not there, he would have been probably playing World Cup also. So age, I mean, why are we obsessed with age? There was a time when if you're 30 plus, you don't get a role. You only get character role in Bollywood. But the actress have started getting, when they're 30 plus, 40 plus, still they're getting big roles in Bollywood movies. So life is not about age; it's about mileage, which is important.
Yeah, the mileage is very important. Gaurav, I'm coming to you. As Radha just pointed out about Rinku Singh. We saw what happened in the match against Pakistan. There were visuals of him standing in the stands. I mean, he looked just sad and petrified, and one could just, I mean, could read his body language. It all said that had I been there, things would have been a little different.
Actually, being a player, you always want to play against Pakistan, and in such a crucial situation, he was he must be feeling that, okay, please let me just go and bat there. He just wanted, he maybe was just wanted to bat down the order because no one was scoring at that time, and he must have uh, been feeling like that I should go in the pitch and score some runs. My team needs me here. So that was a feeling of a true Indian player and cricket fan.
Okay. Yes, exactly. I mean, we saw the social media getting a buzz because Surya Kumar Yadav and Shivam Dube, both of them failed to make a mark, and the troll factory once again what at its best during the match because India crumbled in the collapse that we have been watching pretty often in crunch matches. I mean, if you look at the last India-Pakistan T20 World Cup match, there too we saw a batting collapse at the top, but here it was a middle order and the lower order batting collapse, though the top order also didn't fire any b big runs against Pakistan this time. But Shoradeep, we are playing a relatively weak opponent today, and do you think there's going to be any change in the playing 11? Because Yashasvi Jaiswal, there's a lot of talk about him being brought into the side and in place of a Shivam Dube maybe. But once Yashasvi Jaiswal comes into playing 11, that also means that he's going to open the innings. And also that brings me to the second question. Virat Kohli's numbers as an opener are not that great, but his numbers as a number three batter are phenomenal, even in the T20 eyes. Can this change be made today on a pitch where you know it's going to do a bit differently, which might be a tricky one to just solve?
I think there needs to be not one, just a couple of changes because I think Yashasvi Jaishwal comes in for Shivam Dube, and also I would bring in someone like Yadav for Ravindra Jadeja. But I really doubt that whether they will make any changes because they just want to stick to the winning team. Because if something goes wrong, then we will. Then maybe the point questions pointing out that why did you make the change? But yeah, you're absolutely right on the Virat Kohli thing. I think Virat Kohli coming in at number three makes sense in various in from various point of views. I think because you have like if Yashashvi coming to open the batting with Rohit Sharma, you get a left and right hand combination, and with Virat Kohli, someone who has like monumental experience and a class batter, he is supposed to bat at number three, where he has been batting and scoring a lot of runs in this format, in any formats of such. So I do believe that makes sense, but I really doubt whether they will make these changes. Maybe they will just want to ensure qualification in this match and then make the change in the next match against Canada, I think.
Okay. Dada, I mean, do you think Virat could be a better batter at number three? And I mean, if Yashasvi Jaiswal is not brought into the playing 11, can Rishabh Pant be the opening option for India? The left hand right hand combination, the problem also gets sorted. Uh, Rohit and Rishabh might be able to complement each other much better than Virat and Rohit are doing. And also a sheet anchor kind of a performance from Virat can assure India that he will bail you out of tricky situations if the top two are unable to perform. Not in just this match,
You're
in
absolutely
fact, in the
right.
coming games.
Virat always wanted to open the innings, but he couldn't do it because of KL. As a captain, also he tried, but Ravi Shastri, then
Yeah,
coach, sort of convinced him, what will we do with KL? He can't bat down the order. But then Virat, being not exactly a huge six hitter like a Rohit Sharma or a Rishabh Pant or a Hardik Pandya. Um, uh, I mean, what is his role after sixth over in a after the first power play in a T20 game, because he might slow it down because he's got that big ego. He's a big batsman. What happens is 1 or 2 overs when the bowlers are doing fine over there in a T20 game, and Virat doesn't give away his wicket. He just slows down, and that gives an advantage to the opponent batsman because of his ego. Because he's Virat Kohli. I mean, I can't get out. He doesn't show his wicket. What we've seen in the past when the batsman is unable to connect, he generally would throw the wicket and move on, right? Give others an opportunity. Virat has never been like that because he is a big match player. He's got that ego inside him. So looking at the conditions, he could be a perfect recipe to come down the order. But after so many years of sort of willingness to open the innings, he's finally got a chance. I don't think he's going to give it away. He's unfortunately got out. In fact, against Pakistan, he started off in a very steady fashion at cover drive. He smashed against Naseem
yeah,
Shah. It
Naseem
was
Shah.
a
But the mode of
it was a
dismissal,
very
Dada,
clean,
it's
clean one
more
to
or
the
less the
stop.
same. I
So
mean, he
I
goes
mean,
for the
it makes
expansive
sense.
drive and perishes.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Saurabh is saying, and he carries a lot of sense and better than what I've seen from outside. He's making a lot of sense that why not? Because you need a grafter, you need someone who can go in there and build innings. Because here bowlers are making merry, so why not
Yeah,
bring down Virat Kohli? Because he's a stabilizer. I
yeah,
mean, whatever form you say, he still has that hunger, that appetite to work and score. So that's something Indian team could use because you know for sure power hitting won't work. You're seeing
yeah,
Shivam Dubey struggling. You're seeing uh, Surya Kumar Yadav. The ball is not coming to the bat. They're all used to the Mumbai bounce where the ball comes and then they hit, use the pace of the bowler. There is no pace from the bowlers actually. The wicket is slowing down. There's a tennis ball bounce kind of what we get in England. So all put together, it makes sense, and you have to change. Horses for courses. If you can do that, you have to be flexible. We are not saying change the combination, and you rightly pointed out why not get a Pant as an opener? Why not bring in some firepower
yeah,
and bring some stability in the middle order by pushing Virat down? So it's just about maneuvering a little with your resources. We are not saying bring in just we don't have knee-jerk reaction because Dubey hasn't scored because for
yeah,
2 matches. Let's not behave like that, but we can obviously maneuver a little bit. And like they did last time, they pushed Hardik Pandya, and so much so that he ran out of partner. So I think little bit of mental application is important. But problem is in that word in Hindi, dheet hai. Kaptan hamara bada dheet hai, which is Rohit Sharma. What he thinks right, he's going to do it no matter what. And now
okay,
Virat Kohli has also become an yes man because he's playing under Rohit. So whatever Rohit has got into the Indian team, you know that there was a sort of undercurrent not to take include Virat in the T20 team. Rohit was the one reportedly. We are not saying that. Reportedly, Rohit backed him. He said, I want Virat." And then Rohit was asked. I remember sources told me that Rohit was asked why Virat. He said, "There's no one like Virat over there in that position." So Rohit and Virat, who are not greatest of friends, have become greatest of friends right now. So how the equation changes, but you have to use these equations to benefit India. Enough of these
yes,
milestone making innings. We need India to win. We don't want league match win Only. We need India to win. We need India to win trophies. And that's why Shaurodeep, Gaurav, you, me, everyone is sitting there and discussing. We're not just, I don't look like a Shah Rukh Khan that I have to show my face and come and talk on One India, because seriously feel we have a voice, we have to opinion out, we have to voice our opinion and you tell the world, and this is right and this is wrong. Cricket can't be locked in
Yeah.
one room, right? When you do that,
Yeah.
you're going nowhere.
And the ICC has taken a very bold call by unlocking it to a wider audience. We've seen the US is a big market, and not just the US. In fact, if US starts following the suit and they start investing, not just the cricket administration of the US, if the audience start investing themselves into this sport, there's no stopping, and sky is the limit for cricket to grow in not just the US market, maybe in the entire North America and the Latin America market. So I think that is the thought process behind the ICC taking it to the US, catering it to a newer audience. Will it bear fruits or not? Only time will tell. But so far, we have seen the stadium are more or less empty when India and the Asian nations are not playing. But we saw what I mean. There was a hardly 25 to 30% occupancy in the Australia versus Namibia match. Even the Aussies are not very, I mean, they are the title favorites this time around, and still they are failing to draw much of crowd to the stadium. And this is also a concern, Gaurav, because in a T20 match with the IPL and the CPLs, the PSLs, we are, I mean, sort of very habitual of watching a packed stadium, which is not happening at the moment, except for India, Bangladesh, and a Pakistan match.
See, Avinash, we have to understand this thing that it is just a beginning in the US. So if we are getting 25% or 30% crowd, we should be happy with that thing and
No, I just
let the
mentioned
sport
about the West
promote.
Indies. Even the West Indies venues, if you look at them, the first match that West Indies played at home, there were hardly any crowd. I mean, and it started from there only. And today also, I just mentioned about the Namibia and US game. There were hardly any crowd. It was happening in the evening, peak hours, the local time, and yet nobody was there. Literally, nobody was there to watch the game.
Because cricket crazies are in Asia more, I would say. Asia is like Asian countries are playing cricket from a really long time, and West Indies, of course, they are like they have been the stalwarts. But I personally believe that people in USA and West Indies are more into other games also. So cricket is growing in US right now. Let it be happen. We have to allow some time, and we will see the same results what we have been seeing in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. People, cricket crazies will find a place in stadiums really soon. I'm telling you this thing, and I'm damn confident that, of course, participation of US and other boards which we have which players like the countries that haven't been the part of the mainstream cricket yet, it will benefit the sport. Surely it will benefit the sport, and we just need some time to we have to give some time to them also to like I saw some memes that people of USA are able to even understand the sport or not. So they are more into baseball or basketball or other sports. So let them see how this crazy cricket thing goes. Why let them understand why people of Asian countries are so crazy about cricket, like India, Pakistan,
Okay.
Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. People are crazy here, but not in overseas. I haven't seen fans, such fans like that. So let them like allow some time, and I'm definitely I'm sure that they will bring these games, the high voltage games, will bring crowd to the stadium.
Okay. Dada, you've traveled a lot. You've seen the cricket from different corners of the world, and you've seen how the Australian media and the crowd behaves, the English, South Africans. Uh, What are your thoughts on the popularity of sport, this particular sport in the US market? Is the ICC, I mean, going to get the benefits in the next 2 years or 3 years? Because let's not forget that the Los Angeles Olympics, which will be held in 2028, it will feature cricket then.
I mean, there is no doubt that cricket is getting popularized, and going to the US market was always there. I remember when TV rights used to get sold in BCCI, they used to earmark areas, and US was always the biggest market after Asia. No one is bigger than
Okay.
Australia also, because so many Indians are settled there. Everyone,
Yeah.
you must be having friends there settled. I'm sure Gaurav has friends,
Yeah.
Sharadip has friends, I have friends. So I mean, every third or fourth member of a family is settled in the US. So you can imagine the situation is just the same from other countries, other less paying nations. A lot of Australians are settled in the US. I mean, the way people travel for work, they stay there. So I think US market was always quite vibrant, but here they've got a lovely sort of push by having tournaments, and they have those major leagues coming up. Uh, I know so many CEOs of different companies, they're coming forward, having their teams. I remember in one of the US cities, I think it was, uh, I don't exactly remember the exact name of the city. Some league was going on, some commentators started taking my name, and I was shocked that how majorly they follow every bit of Indian cricket, and cricket is something which unites, and be it whether they say you can take a tiger out of the jungle, but you can't take jungle out of the tiger. So you can take an Indian out of India, but you can't take cricket out of that Indian. So that's how cricket is, and wherever Indians are going there, Pakistanis. The Southeast Asians, Sri Lankans, they go and play cricket. They don't play they take their time. They have a Sunday. They have all the time in the world. Some people think US watching cricket in the US. They think watching cricket is a sheer waste of time. But in my opinion, it's the ultimate thing. For me, I love playing cricket even at this age. Even though I'm very young, still trying to get into those major league teams. Only thing is that they're saying
Hopefully.
that yeah. I mean, I said, why not? I mean, try. I mean, if Dhoni can play, why can't I? I'm just a few years elder to him. So give me a chance. I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair. You can't be treating me like Rinku Singh. So I've been trying to raise my voice. So let's see if I'm successful. I'm ready. I'm match ready, and that's important for a cricketer to be ready all the time.
Okay.
Whenever a challenge comes your way, you should be able to deliver.
That's great. Sauradeep, let's talk about the US team today. I mean, what would be they feeling because they are going to play against one of the best teams, and it's you can say it's a dream of a lifetime. In fact, yesterday I saw Aaron Jones speaking, and he said he idolizes Virat Kohli as his favorite cricketer, and for obvious reasons, because Virat Kohli is someone who's I mean, accomplished almost everything on the cricketing pitch except for winning the T20, an ICC trophy as a captain. Uh, but Virat's achievements are, I mean, just phenomenal. And how much of you think the US players will be in awe? Because we've seen players when it comes to bigger matches, the lesser known teams or the minnows, they tend to just forget that they are playing or competing against these stalwarts and the legends of the game. Instead, they just get awed, and the overawed factor gets the better of them, and they perish.
I think with this USA team, that may not be the case because most of them have played, like Corey Anderson have played international cricket. Others have had the exposure to cricket as well. I don't think that will be the case entirely because, and I think USA will be playing fearless cricket because they have nothing to lose. Yeah, they're playing against a wealth of great cricketers, super players that we have in the Indian team, like Virat, Rohit. They may have their moments after the match, but when they are in the 22 yards, I think they'll be giving their all to beat India because I think there's a massive moment for these players as well. The likes of Nitish Kumar, the likes of Nitish Kumar, by the way, he's been the very much talked about person in this country for the past 1 week or so. And I think the likes of
Yeah.
Nosters, I think all the other players, Saurav, they will be looking to beat India because they have had their dreams of playing for India, but which didn't happen, and now they have a chance to play for the US shirt. They will be eager to, fulfill their dream by beating this Indian team. Although they may be their heroes, they may idol them, outside the field, but on the field they'll be definitely looking forward to beat them. I don't think they will be in awe when it comes to the Indian players.
Okay. Last time we saw Pakistan, I mean, they won the toss and they invited India to bat first. In a way, they managed to restrict India to a very low total. So the reason for bowling first just was spot on, and the bowlers just complimented the captain's decision. They vindicated him, Gaurav. But what do you think is going to be happening today if USA ends up winning the toss? What is it Captain Monarch Patel should be looking to do? Bat first,
Okay,
bowl
so
first.
what I believe is Monarch Patel would surely like to bowl first because they would be
Okay.
planning that they can restrict the big team like they did with Pakistan and what Pakistan did to India, right? So they would be planning the same thing that they can restrict the Rohit Sharma and company for a low total and then they can chase it. But here I would like to add something that Rohit Sharma and company are real stalwarts. Yeah, they can bat really well. Every day is not a Sunday. They go out for a low total in the game against Pakistan. That doesn't mean that uh, today will it a kind of will be this. But here, although the pitch is not that thing where we'll be seeing good total, but I'm expecting some runs, and it's good for the popularity of the sport. If we won't see sixes and fours, the people won't be interested in these matches.
Okay,
People
well
just
said.
need
Rightly
anything.
put. Dada, your thoughts on the pitch, the impact, or the whether the toss is going to play a factor tonight or not in this game between, I mean, completely different sides. I mean, there's a big gap of class and characteristic.
No, it's quite sure. If toss is playing a factor in a way that, whoever is winning the toss is driving, it can drive home some advantage. But when you're up against a stalwart side and like India, and they are really the untouchables because in league matches, the Indian team is like the best in the world. They play as if they've been winning all the tournaments, but in reality, it's something else. It's a farce that they win matches in the league stages and lose. And it's been happening for more than 11 years. So I don't have much hope in any which ways. But I still, as an Indian, I want to, whatever we do, want to see India doing well. I would, willing to do anything for cricket. Our life is for cricket. My life is for cricket, and I want to see Indian team doing well at any cost. If I have to contribute in some way, I'll do it. But then when we don't look at the reality is that we need to send a good team and young team. We need to empower the youngsters. When will those things happen? We just can't hold on to 2 stars, 3 stars, and then we need 5 stars. So that's how you can win a tournament. So I mean, it's never that hero worship which is there in India. If that doesn't end, because I remember US players also they would love to come and play against Virat Kohli and company, but they can't be fans. The moment they start becoming like fans, after the game you
Yeah.
can be a fan, but before the game, I've heard stories about 2007 when Sri Lanka and Bangladesh players beat India in the West Indies in that 50-over World Cup. After the match, they came to get autograph from Sachin and company. They got really upset. पहले हमको हराया फिर हमसे मजाक उड़ा रहे हो हमारे साथ I mean, so we have moved on from there. We have really a side to reckon with in league matches, but I'm still waiting and I want to sit back and watch what they do in the knockout matches. And knockout matches, it's not semi-final, it's the final. We have seen it
Yeah,
again and
true.
again. Last time when we lost the World Cup, former Indian coach Ravi Shastri said it was the best time, best chance for India to win a trophy, but which they failed.
Definitely.
And he said, I don't know when it'll come next. Even I have the same opinion. I don't know when it's going to come next because beating US, Canada, Pakistan, whoever comes in league phase, there is no pressure in that league phase. The main thing is the knockout matches, where it's do or die. You live or you don't live like that. So there you have to do well, and how well you can do
Yeah.
there, and it's ever never there as an individual. You have to go there as a team, which has not happened, and probably that's why we are struggling.
True, because India are always one of the favorites to win the tournament of any variety, any format, and when you just fall short of it at the last gasp, it is bound to raise questions, question your dominance, and we've seen that happen quite a few times now. Shortly, I mean, before we wind up, let's talk about this enigma called Rishabh Pant. I mean, he is something. I mean, a different kettle of fish, he looks like. And the Indian team plays in a certain way, but Rishabh Pant is playing the way he was playing in that Brisbane, the iconic Gaba test. I mean, look at his performance. He was just going after every bowler on almost every delivery. That fearless attitude, and he's a, I mean, gun fielder behind the wickets. The contribution that he made with the catching against Pakistan, I think it it should be given as the man of the match performance.
I think Rishabh Pant is someone that you have to back every time because he's someone who can win you matches. You want match winners in the team, and the way he bats, the way his entire body language is, I think that has to be held after what he went through for 1.5 years. So of course, Rishabh Pant is someone who will play a huge part, and in the Indian team should back him at any cost. Whether he may get out one day playing some kind of extravagant shot, but the very next day he may score like 40 out of 20 balls. I think against Pakistan, when every batter struggled, he showed that you can score at a strike rate of like 130, 140. So Rishabh Pant is going to play a huge part, and I think they're going to back him as well. I think we are going to see Rishabh Pant in every match. It's going to be difficult for Sanju Samson, but at this moment, Rishabh is looking like way ahead of the pecking order.
That's truly correct because the way Rishabh Pant is performing, we can also see him as a future captain of the Indian side, Dada, because he's someone who's showing the character and I mean he's showing the leadership qualities. The team thinks in a different way, like I pointed out, and he thinks, no, 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 we can pull it out and we can do the unthinkable.
Are you asking me? Are
मम्मी
you
Yeah,
okay? I mean, Virat.
चार्जर देना
After Virat left, as long as Virat was there, there was no captaincy option. Moment Virat left, we had 7, 8 captains in for Team India, and one of them, the most promising was Rishabh Pant, and KL Rahul was also there in the lineup. And I remember talking to a few of the support staff members, and they said it clearly: whoever scores runs would be the captain of India eventually. But what we've seen here is that Rishabh had to go through that unfortunate accident, and then he's come back strong. What separates him from the rest of the cricketers is his fearlessness. He's not scared of getting out, and that's something which will rub onto the team very, very quite infectious actually when you have such confidence level. And cricket is played on three basic principles, which is your hard work, your confidence, and your honesty. And Rishabh has all those elements in plenty of quantity. So I'm sure Rishabh is going to make a lot of difference for India if he's made the leader in white ball cricket eventually.
शिट
I'm looking forward to that
मोबाइल
because we
बंद हो
can't
गया
have two white ball captains. That was what Virat Kohli was told when he wanted to only captain ODI and gave T20 captains to Rohit Sharma. So if we are looking at one man who can look the man who could take India to the next level, it's got to be Rishabh Pant, and you have actually touched the right nerve, Avinash, and I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of.
well, thank you. And on that note, let's wrap up this episode of Pitch Battle. The battle tonight might not be as pitch battle as the US fans are expecting. it to be, because I believe the Indian team will pull it off pretty decently, and will take the confidence from here to Florida when they face Canada in their last league game. But there's a lot of scope for US to just prove what are they made up of, what are their cricketing credentials, and against a stalwart team and a giant like India, if they manage to pull off some upset, it's going to take the US cricket only forward. Thank you for watching.